Sarah was on 7.
Bit of a big crowd in there. Like it was just on the last week. Big game, that's why. High fives?
I like dugouts, I always prefer dugouts. Young man, how are you? Huh? Ah, I'm just busy looking good. Green carpets that look good. Well, for us in the UK, it was just white.
Wasn't he playing?
No, slightly. No, he was always trying to.
running outside. Oh, absolutely.
Wait, is he in there?
Do you go through this? Can I go through this?
Hey, I didn't know DB was.
When they walk past.
Oh yeah, we'll go up and around.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City. Welcome to round 7 of the men's RAA NPL here in South Australia. We're here on a Thursday night here at the Croatian Sports Centre for Adelaide Croatia Raiders versus Adelaide Comets. Thursday night football, always very, very lovely. I'm Seb New and I'm joined by a very, very lovely man, David Grant. Thank you for joining me this evening.
Well, thank you for having me, Seb. Yeah, great to be here. A fantastic introduction. Well done, you. Thursday night football, always great, but we're not here all that often on a Thursday, are we? It's usually a Friday night or maybe a Saturday night, but yeah, a bit unusual this week.
Thursday, I'm more than welcome for a Thursday.
Yeah.
Only game of the night in the NPL as well.
I think I have done I think there has been a Thursday night game already. Oh, the weekend we had the really hot weather. All the games were shuffled around. It was a Thursday night.
It Adelaide United versus Beercraft? I want to say, was it that game?
I think it was the night I was over there, Adelaide United, and maybe somebody else, maybe Metro Stars or something. But yes, we have had a Thursday night game before. But this weekend, of course, slightly different. Anzac Day tomorrow, commemoration day, of course, for those who have served and have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Obviously, a very serious event in the calendar here, but that's why there's a few games earlier on in the week. Tomorrow's a public holiday here inside Australia because of that, and as a result we have a Thursday night game.
Absolutely. Adelaide Croatia Raiders and Adelaide Comets now making their way onto the field of play. We'll go through the starting lineup, starting with Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Number 5, Bradley Corbo. Number 6, Noel Blazeka. Number 8, Callum Campbell. Number 9, the captain, Anthony Costa. Number 10, Paul Radich. Number 19, Reece Thompson. Number 20, Marco Toriani. Number 23, Jai King Byrne. Number 26, Yuto Ikeda. Number 31, Stefan Matteo. And number 88 for what we believe is his first team debut, Lachlan Wishart, the 17-year-old, is in goals tonight for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, David.
Yeah, great to see a new youngster come through. Quite unfamiliar with him. Interesting to see how he goes, but yet a fantastic. He's 17, we think, and we believe this is his senior debut. So good luck to young Lachlan Wishart. I'm sure there's some Scottish heritage in there. Some of the name like that continue.
Well, I was just going to say, just to continue on quickly, Bradley Corbo, Stefan Matteo, the two other players brought in, Donati Neoncru and Oliver Zafaridis, dropping down to the bench from their last NPL game as well.
Yeah, a bit of a shuffle around there. Obviously, Raiders want to try something different, and so they, as is their right.
To Adelaide Comets in goal, number 1, Daniel Vaughan, number 7, Jake D'Orsi, number 10, Anthony Mavrolambardos, number 11, Jaden Lobasso, number 15, Philip Spadavecchia, number 17, Athan Karkafiris, number 18, Luis Lobo, number 19, Stelios Zacharakis, number 22, Minsung Park, number 23, Nikola Stojanovic, and number 66, Damian Luic. Spadavecchia and I couldn't get his name right there for a second. Zacharakis come into the starting lineup, and Nicholas Vitenios dropping out of the bench. No Alad Nirabona, either their top goal scorer so far this season.
No, do we know why he's absent? We're not sure. Put you right on the spot.
Not sure.
Yeah, unusual to see his name not in the team sheet, so I'm assuming there's an injury there, but I haven't been able to find out. But yeah, a notable absence, really. I mean, Irabona has been a star this year, as he has been over several years that we've watched him.
Referees for tonight in the middle, Daniel Cook. Assistant referees, Jaden Betterman and Alexander Diamond. Good crowds building in for Thursday night football, of course. Anzac Day tomorrow, so no work. Plenty of people able to come out and perhaps stay out a little bit later than normal on a Thursday.
My wife has said I can stay all the way up till 10 o'clock tonight, she said.
Lucky boy.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Referee handing Adelaide Croatia Raiders the ball to start kickoff. They'll be going from right to left in their red kit, with Adelaide Comets from left to right in their white. Round 7 starting here at the Croatian Sports Centre, and a very interesting one in prospect, David Grant.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 6th versus 9th in the table. And I can give you a little fact, because I've commentated on Comets a couple of times before. They are yet to score a league goal in the first half. Did you know that?
Well, they're also yet to score a goal since round 3.
Yes.
Last time they scored was against Croydon. Of course, they have scored in the Cup, but none in the league for quite a while now. And they were, I mean, looking at the start of the season, one of the top teams.
Yeah, look, they've had a very solid defence. I think up until they played Adelaide City 2 weeks ago, they had only conceded 3, but they conceded 3 that night. That was the night of Nicholas Buko's 400th NPL game.
Yeah.
And so a bit of a disappointing night for them, I suppose. Coming into that, only conceded 3 all year and then conceded 3 that night. So I think they scored 6, conceded 6. So struggling to find the net, but were fairly impervious at the back up till that Adelaide City game.
That header over should be dealt with by Ikeda, and Reece Thompson will look forward for Stefan Matteo. He comes into the starting lineup. Has been very good in the Cup so far, David. Just, I mean, until now, yet to really make a mark in the starting lineup.
Yeah. Didn't he score about 6 or 7 goals when they went down to Mount Gambier?
Yes, I think so. Something like that. I think he's probably the top goal scorer of the Cup too, if you look at that.
Yeah, he probably is. And he's probably, this is Stefan Matteo we're talking about, for those who are just coming in. But yeah, he's probably their top scorer in terms of competitive goals this year, with all those goals that he scored in the Cup. But yeah, you're right. Has struggled to get a starting berth, but good to see him out there on the left-hand side of the park tonight from the get-go.
Of course, formerly of Modbury as well. Here's Stefan Matteo. Here's Croatia Raiders with the ball now at the back. Lovely evening here in Jeps Cross. Just tipping below 19 degrees. Proper football weather.
Is it though? Because it would be nice to have a bit of drizzle.
Would you say it's all? A bit of rain as well.
A little bit of rain would be nice.
That's the Scottish in you, I think.
Yeah. Maybe there's a bit of that, but I also think a little bit of rain, a little bit of light drizzle is the perfect weather for football, to be honest.
I think some might disagree.
A little light drizzled is good.
Croatia Raiders with the ball building at the back. Here's Reece Thompson looking down the left-hand side. Mateo getting it back, and now here's Yuto Ikeda. Opting to go down through the middle. King Byrne looking over the top for Anthony Costa. That one just pushed out for a corner.
It was, but a lovely little chipped ball over the top there by Jai King Byrne to put Costa in. Solid defending by Comets to put it out for a corner, but nice work by King Byrne.
Corner for Croatia Raiders. It'll be interesting to see where this one is delivered to.
Players are queued up at the back post, but they're moving to the centre.
It's going into the back post. It's only palmed away backwards, just needing to be chased down and cleared out of harm's way. Ikeda just putting a ball in, but only leaving it directly to Adelaide Comets. Retrieving possession back is Mateo, but now here's Jaden Labasso looking to go on the counter. Putting the ball out wide. That one deflecting off the back. Still around about in that area for Comets until it's given away.
Great ball over the top by Labasso to find Luis Lobo in that far left-hand side, but just held up for him, didn't it? And Raiders clear the danger.
Free kick for Comets, which they'll go backwards with. Stojanovic going back to Daniel Vaughan in goal. Lambardos putting a ball out wide. Just trying to twist and turn. Has managed to find his way inside of the box. Might look for the cutback. Instead, staying in play despite shouts of maybe even a possible penalty, but unheeded by Daniel Cook.
I think that was the claim. I think they felt that he'd been impeded there, but waved away confidently by the referee, Daniel Cook. Nothing given. And it ends up with a throw-in on the far side for Croatia Raiders.
Last time these two sides play ended 2-2 last year in June. Katsuyoshi Kimishima scoring first, Labasso, and then Garrido, and then Bradley Corbo in the 71st minute to get that equaliser and share the points that day. Be interesting to see how this one ends up. Comets not in the greatest of form, but Croatia Raiders in pretty mixed form, you'd have to say as well.
Yeah, Raiders with 2 wins, 1 draw, and three losses from memory. And is that right? I think that's
you got
2, 1, and 3.
Yeah, 2, 1, and 3.
Yeah,
2 draws. No,
2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses.
Yeah, got there in the end.
Yeah, we did. So yeah, a bit inconsistent in terms of their form. Sitting 9th in the table with that. But then again, Comets with 3 wins and 3 losses. They're in the top 6. They're in 6th place with that. So it is, I mean, it's a tight competition, isn't it? You get a couple of wins together, and results elsewhere go your way. You can be out of relegation and in finals contention within 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
That ball looking for Labasso is just a bit too wide and goes straight out for a Croatia Raiders throw. Thompson on this throw. Just past 6 minutes into this match. Headed upwards by Luic. And then again pinballing. Managing to make its way to the ground. Nice little turn there from Costa, just being handled and awarded as well the free kick.
Yeah, good use of the body by the experienced player there. And forcing Nikola Stojanovic to concede the free kick, which Croatia have now taken.
Ball on the far side now, delivered into the box. Looking for Costa. Does hit his head, although he only headers it upwards, and Daniel Vaughan's rushing in there to collect the ball.
Yeah, good defending by Damien Luic there for Comets, just to put Costa off balance and maybe even impede his view.
Here they go forward, Comets. Lapasso making his way to the byline. And it's the first real touch of the football for young Lachlan Wishart in the Croatia Raiders goal. Big night for him with the absence of Vincent Barbaro, who's been a very, very good goalkeeper for Croatia Raiders since really being their starter. Mateo, right on the line there. Trying to twist his way past, gets it to Reece Thompson, who in turn electing to go backwards, and here they mount forward. Couldn't get the touch past. Still trying to battle for it there, and only then going out of play. Ball back with Daniel Vaughan. Not under any pressure, able to take his time and make his decision. Both sides having a pretty even amount of attacks both way so far. None yet to really stick. Maybe here's one now. Oh, just needed the follow in. Mateo, I think that might have meant to be a shot. It's cut back instead. There's the shot. Kept in play though, doesn't go out for a corner. Trying to find the option in the box, instead going back, delivered in by Corbo. Headed away, only as far as Radic, trying to flick it up. Only finding Blazeka. Battle in there, and it's been given as a free kick the way of Adelaide Comets. A good opportunity there for Croatia.
Yeah, it was, and in the end, I think Blazeka's defending way up in that final third was enough to stop the momentum for Comets, but a great chance for Radic to put Croatia Raiders into a 1-0 lead. The ball just didn't bounce kindly for him, or even spin kindly for him, but a nice opportunity there for Raiders.
Back with the ball at the back, needs to be quick there. Blazeka on his feet. Was just caught unaware, but is bailed out by the flag, and we'll restart back with the free kick. 10 minutes in. It's been pretty end-to-end so far. Here's Blazeka, has options forward. The ball, not initially right, managed to be kept in through. Here's a good opportunity here, put into the middle for Costa. Good save by Vaughan. And that one cleared out of harm's way for now.
Great save by Vaughan. He got down really well to that to block it. I mean, he didn't have much to do because it was hit straight at him, and it was obviously at close range too, so he might not have known much about it, but he did enough. And Raiders had another chance there. They could be 2-0 up.
Yeah, the score remains. Ball going over the top. Finds the option of Min Sun Park out wide. Goes back. Trying to really build this attack into something meaningful after Croatia Raiders' last few. Ball coming into the box, headed only upwards. Needs to be dealt with by Mateo. Flicks it back only as far as Stojanovic. And he skies his ball.
Not half, he hit the car about 3 rows back with that shot. Cleared the fence as well. Comets' first real sort of solid effort in goal, and they still didn't force Wishart into a save.
Here's Mateo. Trying to find King Byrne, but pass couldn't do so. Here's a good one through the middle there. Yutui Keita, though, pretty calmingly passing it back to Wishart and goal. Ball back out wide. It's a decent cross in with a bit of power. And Corbo just times that very wrong. Ducks below it.
Or very well. I mean, completely deceived his opponent, didn't he? But Yeah, the ball comes across, you duck out the way of it, and everybody misreads that expecting a header.
Here's Jai King-Byrne. Driving forward. Again, the pass not making it, but they will get a corner out of it. Another decent opportunity in front of what is a very good crowd here at the Croatian Sports Centre.
Yep, they're lined along the side of the pitch there, as you can see in the camera shot, and there's a good number of them up here in the main stand
looks
as well.
Pretty full, to be honest.
Yep. Not many behind either goal, and just a few at the other side of the pitch, but certainly plenty on this clubhouse side.
Corners delivered in, looking at the back post. Couldn't reach any player at all. And it will be a throw.
Interestingly enough, Vaughan left that. He thought it was going out, and he thought if he left it, he'd go out for a goal kick. But yeah, you're right, it's going out on the far side. It'll actually be a throw-in.
An awkward position, you'd have to say, too.
Yeah, well, they have possession, but in the end, they're in a defensive position rather than having the goal kick, which they would have preferred.
Oh, it's kept in play until it's not. Goal kick, finally, for Daniel Vaughan. Luic to Vaughan. Just trying to determine what is the best port of call here. Goes for the wide ball. And that one launched up forward. Headed away. And then headed back forward by Zacharakis. One back by Lobo. Trying to use his skills just to get past, putting a ball in. And Wishart again able to handle comfortably.
Yep. Nice and easy for him, really, at that front post. And each one of these will be doing wonders for his confidence. Takes the first one, takes the second one, and Wishart's confidence will be up now. He'll be feeling a lot more comfortable, and probably a lot less nervous. Well, that's a loose ball there by Matteo, but Raiders still have it.
Ball looking through the middle from Campbell, couldn't reach. Comets back with it. Moving forward through the centre as Mavrolan Bardos takes the pass out wide to Park. He crosses the ball in. Finds only the chest, put back out to Lobo. Another ball into the box. Finds its marker. Then the strike. Nearly. Instead going out for a corner. I think is what is the first of for the Comets.
Yeah, I think the target was Jaden Labasso. He didn't quite make the contact, and it's obviously come off a Raiders player, and it's gone out for a corner kick in this near side. But again, some nice build-up by Comets, and over the last 2 or 3 minutes, they've come into the game a bit more.
Here's the corner. It's not a bad delivery at the back post. Needs a header. It gets it. Only out for another corner, though.
I think that was cleared by Marco Torriani there at the back post. But, yeah, another corner for Comets.
Another corner delivered in at the front post, headed by Jai King-Byrne. Falls back out wide. Another ball in. Cleared away by Corbo this time. Matteo wants to get on the end of it, unable to though. Now it's all the way back with Park. Luic. Another ball in. Headed only downwards. Labasso. Zacharakis. Delivery in from Luic. And a diving header to clear it out for another corner. Piling on now all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're going through a decent period here, Comets, just over the last 5 or 6 minutes. Keeping the pressure up, winning the corners and threatening the goal, but really yet to have a clean shot on target to test Lachlan Wishart in the Raiders goal.
Just being urged to hurry up a little bit, I think. I'm not sure what the delays are, the ball.
Yeah, you're generally not time wasting at nothing each in the 16th minute, are you?
It's pretty hard time waste as well when you don't have the ball either.
Yeah, true.
Here's another corner. Again at the back post. And Wishart does really well. Long arms.
Yes. He didn't even really seem to get off the ground much to capture that, did he? Again, good for his confidence, the young keeper at the back there. A nice clean grab as well, so that bodes well for him.
Ikeda. Croatia Raiders, hopefully for the time being, having to stop this period of forward play from Comets. They'll be hoping that they'll be able to do. But still, trying to get forward. It's a late challenge in there, and it's a free kick. Free kick taken short by Ikeda.
Comets just looking to rebuild a little bit from the back. They're playing a 4-1-3-2, I believe, Seb. With Labasso and Luis Lobo, the two sort of strikers playing in the 9 position, and Philip Spadavecchia playing in a 6, so just behind the midfield, just in front of the defence.
Which is interesting because, at least according to the stats we provided, they tend to normally go with a 4-2-2.
Let's see what happens here. Yeah, yes, I thought a shot was coming in. No, you're right. We do have access to some statistics that do show that they play a 4-4-2. You're right.
Well, both of these sides actually tend to play a 4-4-2 as well.
Yeah, well, I don't think Croatia Raiders are playing a 4-4-2 either, because I believe they are playing with 4 at the back. I think they're playing with 2 6s, and Callum Campbell and Noah Blazeka. They're both a little bit deeper. In fact, Callum Campbell on a couple of occasions has drifted to the back, which is exactly where he's gone right now, probably just off camera. Oh, he's got the ball now, so you can see there Callum Campbell, who's often in a 6, is not in a 6 just now, so he's moving between the 6 and playing at the back. And then coming forward, Croatia Raiders just come forward in numbers. That just seems to be the way they do it. Just flood the opponent's back line.
Here's another ball coming in. Won't reach initially, but the header will fall back out wide. Another ball in. It's not bad. Just floats past Lachlan Wishart and his goal mouth.
Yeah, so just to go back to that, Raiders, I don't think they're playing a 4-4-2, certainly tonight. Jai King Burns sitting just behind the front two. Corbo and Radici, with Matteo playing out wide in this left. And Radici does offer that width on the far side, which he's in a position to do just now, but he'll drift into the middle more, whereas Matteo is hugging the sideline. So they really have Matteo wide on the left, and then Jai King Burn coming through, just playing behind the strikers, just ahead of the midfield. So when they have the ball, when they're coming through, Raiders in numbers, they're coming through in volumes, if you like.
I'm impressed. That's some very good analysis.
Just the guy doing his job.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
More of that more often, please, David.
I think I do that often, don't I?
I don't know. That just seemed very in-depth. I quite enjoyed it.
Well, I made some notes while we were... Yeah, I tend to... Well, let's watch what happens here.
Again, Adelaide Comets still just trying to make that one in front, but Croatia winning it back from there and mounting themselves a counter-attack. Costa couldn't get the touch right. Good switchball to Thompson in a bit of space. The touch isn't too kind to him, though. A late challenge in. Clean. Out for a throw. Lazeka. Thompson has the ball taken off him, out for a throw, which should be and is the way of Croatia Raiders. Ball back with Ikeda. Ball at the feet of Lachlan Wishart. Just a quarter of the way through his senior debut. He was only playing under 15s in 2023, David. Was Lachlan Wishart.
Oh, dear. I mean, oh, dear. Wow. Probably old enough to be his grandfather, but not good to see.
I mean, you're old enough to probably be my dad.
Yeah, okay, possibly.
Don't say possibly.
Well, you're the same age as my daughter, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I was enjoying my Thursday night.
Lewich with the ball at the back.
Oh, it's good that you've got the patience to hang out with an old guy like me.
It's good to see you can let things go as well, David.
Yeah, yeah.
Ball launched just past the halfway line. Able to be cleared away by Zacharakis. And Croatia Raiders back with it. The ball for Stefan Mateo. Manages to get the chest down. Still making his way into the box, Mateo. But again, that final touch in the final third. Unable to help him with his attack.
He took the ball really well, though. He took it to ground really well. It was coming at an awkward height. Solid defending by Stelios Zacharakis to deny Stefan Mateo as he made his way in there. But interestingly enough, I felt Zacharakis raised his arm. There wasn't much in it, and there's no way a penalty would have been given anything like that. But Zacharakis got to be a little bit careful there when you're raising your arm against an opponent, especially one who's smaller than you, because referees can be known to give free kicks. Forgot what the word was.
Old age, clearly. Adelaide Comets launching forward once again. Another ball delivered into the box. Oh, it's a decent one. Just over the bar.
Yeah, solid effort by Damien Lewich there. Hit it strongly enough, but always rising and never really a threat for Lachlan Wishart.
Ball with the defence once again of Croatia Raiders. But a poor giveaway means Comets can get forward. Decent opportunity, poke through. Strike on the edge of the box. Just not on target whatsoever.
Didn't quite get the body right for me there. Maybe leant back a little bit as he went to hit it. And raised it over the top of the bar. That's Philip Spadavecchia there with a wee chance. Playing in that 6. Not part of a 4-4-2 tonight. And yeah, just raised it over the bar. Just hit a bit too high.
4-4-2. Just a few years below your age, David.
4-4-2.
Again, the ball not helping Croatia Raiders and just finding his way through a big one in there. Leaves Adelaide Comets with a free kick in a pretty decent area.
Fair way out though, isn't it? It's long enough that the ball can get that dip. Fairly central. Mavro Lombardos over it.
The wall of Adelaide Croatia Raiders is there. Has been added to. Mavrolambardos deflects into the wall. Comets still keep it though. Spadavecchia going out wide. Another cross in, headed away. Comets have already shown they're more than happy to try these deliveries into the box, but of course they don't come without possible negatives, as we've nearly just seen there. But a big insistent on those cross balls.
Yeah, and coming away there, Raiders look good in the counter. I said before they looked to try and come forward in numbers, and they had 3 players up there in the counter attack: Radice, Costa, and Jai King Byrne. As they looked to try and damage Comets in the counter, it didn't come off, but they look dangerous coming forward. Raiders.
Throw on the far side. Has a decent throw to it, still kept in play. Might just need to put a ball in just to have some sort of attack going forward. That one put out, and that will go all the way back to Yuto Ikeda at the halfway line. Thompson, good ball. That one poked back in, but no Croatia Raiders player there is able to pounce upon. Toriani will be there to sweep up. Might even let it ride a play. He does. Toriani, of course, joining from Adelaide Olympic. Last season was also an NPL All-Star.
Played well in the All-Stars game against Adelaide United as well, from memory.
Considering the result as well.
Yep, that's right. Won't need reminded about that. Was it 5?
I thought it might have been 6.
Yikes. These guys have just put it behind them and we're bringing it back up again.
It's been a few months, surely.
Yeah.
Next time. They'll have it next time, surely.
I'd hope so.
Spadavecchia. Just falling on the ball there, but I think bailed out a little bit there by having the player come in behind him. Oh, nearly an errant touch there. Radic has the option forward. Almost nearly rugby tackled there, but Croatia Raiders still with it. Jai King Byrne putting the ball out wide, needs the ball in. Here's Costa. Couldn't really get a good boot to it.
He tried to just sort of deflect it beyond the reach of Daniel Vaughan there, and it did have power as it came in, but not enough for that. He needed to add to that kinetic energy and couldn't quite do so, and the chance has been squandered, but decent defending by Comets again.
Lobo to Labasso. Mavrolambardos. That one touched away. Been pretty end-to-end so far, David.
It has, yeah. Look, both sides I feel have gone through periods where they've been in the ascendancy. Fairly even to start with, and then Comets for about 10 minutes were probably the better of the two. Sorry, Raiders, I felt, from about the 10th minute to the 20th minute were probably the better of the two, but over the last 10 minutes I feel Comets have been better.
But there have been quite a few mistakes, I think, as well, which has let the sort of end-to-endness of the game be able to flourish and sort of let them unleash themselves, I guess, upon the game. Nice little flick on there. Jai King Byrne has Costa in front of him. Here's Anthony Costa. Good save from Vaughan. And cleared away. Crucial. But Anthony Costa just unable to finish.
Top save by Vaughan, and he's made a few of them now. He's been the busier of the two goalkeepers, but confident save there, but good goalkeeping.
Long throw comes in. Reaching Campbell. He'll just touch it on for Bazeka. And Costa unable to get that one off himself. Comets back in possession now and going forward quickly. Claims of a foul, and they are heated in a booking as well, given out to Bradley Corbo.
Yeah, it's probably deserved. Decent refereeing, I think, by Daniel Cook. He's let a few go, but he has to draw the line somewhere, and he's chosen to draw it along the back of Corbo's shirt. Number 5, in the book you go. Good refereeing. You let a few go, don't you? And then when the time's right, put one name in the book, and bit of a wake-up call for the others.
You'd imagine with the way this is set up, they just launch it long into the box. And they do exactly that. Still with Comets. The header not reaching a teammate. Cleared out by Corbo. Costa wins the header. Looking for Mateo. He's switched out for the right side momentarily, I think. Again, another attempted flick by Jai King-Byrne. Reaches Reece Thompson. Switching the ball out wide. Right idea.
Yeah, it was. The opportunity was there, and Mateo had made himself available on the far side. But having said that, Thompson was passing back into a congested area. There was loads of space here on the left. But I think the way Raiders are maybe playing is they're playing with one winger. They're just moving him from side to side. So Mateo started over here on the left. He's now on the right, so he offers that width on the right. When he's not on the left, there's nobody on the left. There's no space at all. There's plenty of space because there's no players here.
Good ball through. Costa. Another opportunity with just about 10 minutes left of regulated time in the first half. Throw in for Croatia Raiders. Ikeda. Plazeka had a bit of pressure, so had to think quick. That one launched long again. Well won by Karkafiris. Out for a throw.
He had to make sure again, Raiders coming through in numbers. Effectively playing with 3 up front when they were in the attack. Jai King, Byrne, Corbo and Radici. Raiders look to rebuild.
Ikeda looks out wide for Thompson. His cross unable to reach. Touchdown by Dorsey. Although given away to Mateo. His pass looking a little bit short. And that one out for a throw. Crash Raiders throw. A speculative effort, to say the least, I think.
It would have been awesome if that had come off. Jai King-Byrne just chesting it down there. For Paul Radic to have a shot. The ball just maybe a bit high for him and he couldn't quite get his body over it. But that would have been pretty good if it had gone in, wouldn't it?
Ball looking long. Needing to be dealt with. Wishart needs to come out. And was brave enough to do so. And that's something I think all keepers, regardless of age, need to be able to do as well, just to have that commanding presence in goal.
I think he was a little bit hesitant there, or at least, if not hesitant, maybe a bit uncertain. They dealt with it and they got away with it this time, but first signs of maybe hesitancy there by Wishart.
Labasso trying to put a ball in. Couldn't get a corner out of it though. Ikeda. Blazeka. Trying to push his side forward. His pass not making it. However. Spadavecchia. No foul given by Daniel Cook, and Lobo gets forward down the right wing. Putting it into the centre. Still battling for it. The strike from Spadavecchia goes out for a corner. Just deflecting off the Croatia Raiders defender.
Corner on the far side. Lewis Lubo making his way over to take this, and a little period of ascendancy for Comets as we enter the last 5 minutes of this first half. Let's see if we can get something out of this corner kick. The penalty box is packed. It's like Rundle Mall the Saturday before Christmas.
Corner delivered in. Only to the side netting. Pass going to Thompson. Again, Croatia Raiders on the attack. Costa looking out wide. Just trying to find the right angle. Looks for the back post ball. Just not in the same wavelength, however. Bit disappointing for them.
I think the idea was right. Reece Thompson was at that back post, but he just wasn't near where that ball was played. So I think the idea was right. The sentiment was good. The delivery, maybe not so. I feel over the last sort of 5 minutes or so, the game's just slowed right down. Lacked the pace it had at the start, although Callum Campbell, who's now a striker, gives chase there for Croatia Raiders.
Ikeda had to be quick on his feet there, and now Wishart will have to do the same. Delivers it pretty much back to the place where he received it. And again, Blazeka under pressure.
Fine controlled football by Raiders there as they look to build up on the right-hand side. They played that out nicely.
Mateo trying to take it past. Finds himself surrounded by more men in white. Here's a cross coming in. Vaughan more than easily able to collect and pluck it out of the air. Final 5 minutes of the half.
Very pleasantly plucked as well.
What's wrong with that?
No. Thought about another joke.
I'm going to guess you can't tell the joke right now.
Oh dear, sorry folks.
Spadavecchia. Luic. Lobo. Nice little feint of the ball there. Merely taking it past. Lobo back with it. Finds the option out wide. Might be cut back in. Does that, but cleared out for a throw. we see a goal in this first half. And could it be Adelaide Comets? Wishart makes the save. Ball still in the box, trying to be dealt with. And just cleared forward. Costa trying to pressure Luic. He'll go back to Daniel Vaughan. Looks for the long ball. Stojanovic to Mavrolambardos. Again, ball goes out wide. Attempted turn, unable to be pulled off. Here they get forward again. The pass, just a little bit too much on it once again.
Yeah, your heart would have been in your mouth there if you were watching this from a Croatia Raiders perspective, because that was a real half chance there. A real chance, should I say, for Comets. And a bit of a lottery when the ball's bobbling around like that. But Raiders get it clear, survive the danger, and move into the last minute of the first half with the score still level.
Ikeda. Any real standouts for you so far tonight, David?
No.
Short answers.
Short answer's a good answer.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been. I think collectively Raiders have looked good coming forward when they've got the numbers. And here they have it again. You can see they've got 4 up front. Jai King Byrne, who's been up front, just sitting behind the front 3 or 4, has makes up a sort of quintet up front, almost an attack when they've got the ball going forward. So collectively, I think Raiders have looked good through this first half going forward. They've held firm at the back. They've had a couple of moments where their heart's been in their mouths, but of the 2 keepers, I think Daniel Vaughan's been the busier. He's had more to do at the Comets end than Lachlan Wishart has had to do up at the Croatia end. And from Comets' perspective, look, Spadovici has done very well. I think sitting in that 6th position, wearing the number 15. But he's had a good game. Labasso hasn't really come into it. They've kept him fairly quiet. I think that's more of a credit to Raiders than any kind of case that Labasso hasn't been playing optimally.
Can one team get in front? The header going to Vaughan, but directly to him.
And actually, if I had to pick a player out in the Comets side that has maybe stood up above the others, it's probably been Daniel Vaughan. The goalkeeper, as I say, he's been the busier of the 2 custodians, and he's pulled off a couple of great saves. And Raiders are probably going into the half-time break feeling maybe they should be 1 or 2 up. And Comets, who, as I mentioned earlier on, have yet to score a league goal in the first half of football, look like they're heading on track to continue that unremarkable record. But yeah, maybe Daniel Vaughan has been Comets' best, and Raiders have been a collective effort, I think, from their part. No standouts, but done well as a group as they come down the right-hand side.
Able to be kept by Daniel Vaughan there.
Yeah, shot from Stefan Mateos. He came down that right-hand side, and Vaughan did well at his near post, and Daniel Cook brings the first half events to a conclusion, Seb.
315 minutes in league action without a goal are Adelaide Comets heading into this break, and they'll need another one soon.
Yes, well, they will. I missed the question. What did you say?
Well, they haven't scored in a very long time,
No,
David.
they haven't. Right, yes.
And they're still yet to score in 315 minutes.
That's right, yeah. So they go into this break, and they obviously haven't scored a first-half goal here tonight. And that's a record that they'll... well, they can't change tonight, but they need to pick up their game in terms of scoring goals. They haven't conceded, importantly, I suppose. But they were in a similar sort of position against Adelaide City 2-3 weeks ago, and then went on to concede 3. So as the statistics come out in the park, you can see Raiders Comets with 8 shots to 4 on go on target. I can't read it. I haven't got my glasses. You read that. You got younger eyes than I have.
8 shots to 4, and then 3-2 in favour of Comets on target.
That surprises me. I sort of feel Comets have had more defending to do. I feel that Daniel Vaughan's been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers, but oh well, stats have made a liar of me.
We'll head off to a half-time break. Half-time score here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Adelaide Croatia Raiders 0.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Labarto, a nice run forward, only him and Bartuli, and just couldn't quite get there.
What's the
Wins the corner though, but Bartuli. Kusasa sends it into the area, and it's Vaughan. Leaps in and tips it over the crossbar, and if he did not, that was going to rock that net.
Those lines to Tavares. He then cuts it to Voigt. Voigt with the touch inside, hits it, and that's a great save from Delingus.
Jason Konstantinopoulos one-on-one with Lazeka. Kristen Konstantinopoulos with a shot. Late tackle maybe, but great save there from Barbaro. One final chance for the Blue Eagles. It's a good ball in. It's got a flick. It's got a second one, but that's an unbelievable save from Sebastian Matosevic. We said Oscar Moore's man of the match, but he's kept 2 goals out that were clearly going in the back of the net.
He's made some unbelievable.
Headed away. Only to Metro Stars though, edge of the box here. Visser. Now Gow with a little flick. Visser back in the box, and then the finish by Hamish Gow to get them 1-0 up early on.
What a goal.
Oh wow! Oh my god! That was insane! What a way to equalise!
By Murati, only as far as Mullen. Mullen hits it with the outside of the line. Can you believe it? Mullen with a second outside of the right boot. Mine's going to take it, and he does. And he picks his spot, and he finishes with a bomb. And that's his hat-trick, and the 8th goal for Playford to make it 8.
Costelli being caught by Caden, now finds Anthony Costa, top of the box, goes with his left foot. Anthony Costa gets a second. He's got a brace in the first half, and he's taken Adelaide Croatia into a 2-0 lead at half time, David.
That's a beautiful finish. Just picked his spot out perfectly there, but gosh, Neograd have just left themselves exposed there.
On the back of the announcement at the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect, because not only would the kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here, again, will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with Football SA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given the professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Can they do something here? Plays out to Panagakos, and it's Panagakos! What an absolute cracker! Alicia Panagakos kicks off the season for Adelaide University.
And I mean, if Elisa keeps the play rolling instead of it turning around,
This was hard into the blue box, have a shot. Going in, Tom and Bonner and Distos, who we were talking about just a minute ago, has had a very good last 20 minutes just come out into the game. This is 1-0 up.
Goes to Yamada. Good turn. Needs to find an option. Might even look to go for herself. Nini Yamada! Makes it 3-2 for West Adelaide. 20 minutes left.
Such a quality player to have in this competition. Long shot there by Notridge.
It's gone in! Well, it was just a speculative effort by Notridge, and it looked like Elliott never picked it up, and Comets have taken the lead.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills, and meet new friends. A place to start small and feel 10 feet tall. To have fun and laugh, to build confidence from the ground up. A place to belong. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
We all play the same game. The pitch may change, but the stakes are the same. The ball we desire, the moves we admire. Because football is everyone's game. Play football.
RD United like home football.
It's always been our goal to move into State League.
Here it's a very family culture. There's a sense of oneness between the Resis, 18s, seniors. Everyone just feels like brothers.
You know, it's like how they say, you train the way you play, but actually when you rock up game days, we actually play like our heart is the last thing that's left, you know what I mean?
I'm loving it. Really good culture, really good environment. It's going great so far in the preseason.
About culture, you know, we open the door, every culture comes to mix to us.
Ghana United will be a club that can play football, simple football, a good football, that we will be in the next couple of years moving to the NPL.
Very thrilled, very excited.
Expect to see some rainbow flicks. That's what makes us Ghana FC, man. make its way through to Nicola despite the deflection. Here's Hazelwood, who does well to control the ball with the head. Hazelwood storming into the area, tries the shot, great save. And that should give Elliott a bit more confidence. He's done really, really well there. That ball was travelling.
Here's Hood. Just needs to finish. Gets it past Murphy. Needs to have some sort of hit. And Murphy manages to backpedal and make the stop.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills, and meet new friends. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
Adelaide Atletico is being built on 6 pillars. It's about respect, about community, fairness, development, technology.
Atletico is become a family, a big family.
This club's got a lot of opportunity to grow. There's a lot of potential here with all the players and the boys, and it's just like a very good place to be at.
We want to be competitive. We want to drive and develop our culture. We've gone out and we've got a few experienced players. I mean, I've gone and got a very good goalkeeper. We've got a really talented Argentinian guy and a couple of older players.
We're a good quality of boys. All the boys are already in a few weeks, are getting really close.
We want to make sure that everybody that plays at this club feels that they're getting the benefit of our coaching group.
We literally do what we preach, which is let's just play.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown.
I make you clean your room.
So, what about this? The thing's fixed to the wall. What do you mean, what about this? It's like touching the fucking glass bulb on the lamp. But that's going to do something made of flame. I did it with us two and a mate of mine at his party. Somehow guessed about it. There's no way.
Welcome back to the Croatian Sports Centre. Adelaide Croatia Raiders and Adelaide Comets locked it 0-0 here in Jeps Cross as we get the second half underway between these two sides in round 7. And David Grant, we're wanting some goals, please.
Yes, I've placed an order for them, so hopefully they will come in the next sort of 45 minutes. It's a bit like going to a fancy restaurant, isn't it? Sometimes you have to wait 45 minutes for the food to come out there. So, yeah, let's hope the food comes out here, and maybe a bit earlier.
You had to wait for a burger the other week, which took a while, and it wasn't a good burger. So, you know,
yeah.
similar analogy could happen today.
I don't know if I can name the establishment, can I? But I would like to. Worst cheeseburger I have ever had in the vicinity of, but not within the grounds of Cooper Stadium at Hindmarsh. Yes, it was just the worst cheeseburger I've ever had. It was in a public bar, so if you can think of the public bars near Cooper Stadium / Hindmarsh, you could probably narrow it down to, well, there's only really 2 pubs.
At this point, you might as well have just said it. But
well, there's 2 pubs within the vicinity, isn't there? There's the Lady Daily, fine establishment, and then, of course, there's the Joiner's Arms.
Happy I'll let you get it off your chest.
It was a bad cheeseburger.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
Look, I'm not going to say that the establishment is always serving.
You better
bad.
start talking about the football again.
I'm not going to say that the establishment is always serving poor food, but just a one-off, I'm sure. And I'm sure if you went down to either of those 2 establishments and named tonight, the food would be perfectly fine. But we're underway here, second half at the Croatian Sports Centre. 0-0. Adelaide Comets again failing to score in the first half of football, as they've done in all of their league games to this point. They have scored 6 goals this year, but all 6 have come in the second 45.
That one just rolling out of play for a corner.
And I don't think we've got any substitution changes out there.
Don't think so either.
We've cast a little glance across there as I was chatting away there.
Ranting, more like.
Well, creating audio space for you to do your to do whatever it is you do when you're thinking about things. Here's the corner coming in.
Decent ball to the back post, held well.
Strong goalkeeping. Vaughan's taken that to one-handed and gone to ground. Interestingly enough, he has the captain's armband on, Daniel Vaughan, I see, but on the app that gives us the lineups before the game starts, I won't name it in case I get into trouble for that as well, but there was 2 captains named. Did you notice that?
I did too.
Jaden Labasso was named as a captain and Daniel Vaughan was named as a captain, so maybe that's part of the kind of sentiment of encouraging people by saying you've got 2 favourites, but you can't make up your mind which is really your favourite, so you make both the captain. So, but Vaughan is the player with the captain's armband on tonight, and Labasso is not. So, but Comets look like they've got the same sort of shape they did through that first half. Still have Spadavecchia playing just in front of a back 4.
Here's a decent ball through, looking for Jaden Labasso. He's almost through on goal, needs the hit, and it's a lovely little finish from Jaden Labasso to get us up early in the second half.
And it's almost a deflection, and I think Noah Blazeka's down injured after that. He's the player that tried to block the shot. But Labasso, just as we were chatting about him, is the player that's popped up and given his team a 1-0 lead, and Comets have scored in the second half of football, failing to score in the first half of every league game so far, and then popping up just 3 minutes into this one to go into a 1-0 lead.
Certainly what this game needed, just to breathe a bit more life into it, especially this early in a half. And Adelaide Comets finally scoring a league goal for the first time since round 3, where they beat Croydon 2-0.
So that's 4 games or so without a goal?
Well, three and a half. Exactly, three and a half exactly.
Immense relief. They've got a pretty solid defence, a defensive record, Comets. They come into this game having only conceded 6 goals in those first 6 rounds, although 3 of them came against Adelaide City in the last round. up to that point, they'd only conceded 3 goals in those first 5 games, so pretty solid at the back.
And
yeah, Neon Kuru's on the park, isn't he?
I was going to say that as well. There has been a sub. Dionatia Neon Kuru has come on. Trying to spot for who. Is it Stefan Mateo maybe who's come off?
Actually, I think Oliver Zafaridis is possibly on as well. So,
and they're 2 players that normally, well, this season at least, have started most games, if not all. So
yeah,
maybe just a sort of sign of intent to where they want this game to go. That they're, I guess, putting these players on.
Hasn't had a positive result so far this, the second half for them. But yeah, you're right. Zafaridis is on, Neon Kuru is on, Mateo is off. And as soon as we work out, is it Corbo?
Possibly. Here's the ball in from Comets. Can they get a second? Pretty early on in the second half. Not yet, at least.
Actually, it might be Paul Radici. I think Corbo's still out there. But I can't see Paul Radici. Or can I? Is that him here?
Launching forward is Neon Kuru. Back with the ball. Comets will certainly be looking to try and hold this lead in which they have, if not to try and extend it even more. Launching forward again. Kakafiris putting the ball forward. It's a decent one. Only flicked upwards and needing to be cleared automatically. Dorsey trying to turn on the ball. Going out of play. Lachlan Wishart, of course, now unable to keep a clean sheet on his senior debut, David.
That's right. I'd be a bit disappointed, I think, to have conceded, but not much you could do with it. Or do about it, should I say. At the end of the day, it was a deflected shot, so they're always hard to stop. A bit harsh if we blamed him for that, I think.
Yeah, it was a very good finish from Labasso. Croatia will be hoping for one of their own. Now, if not soon. 1-0 early in the second half. Here's Neon Kuru out in the wide left wing. Trying to take it past one, is fouled though, and we'll get a free kick out of it. In a decent set piece position.
Absolutely, yeah. Be interested to see what they do here, if they have something they do off the training ground, or if they lob it into the middle. Neon Kuru's over it, and it looks like Kakafiris is making his way over to as well. Sorry, Zafaridis is making his way over as well. And in fact, he's the one that's poised over the ball now. But good, I think, from our perspective, to get that early goal in the second half, and maybe give us a different complexion in the second half as opposed to the first. I felt the first was sort of fizzling out, I think, towards the last sort of 15 minutes or so, as the free kick comes in.
It's a strong delivery in. Headed somewhat towards goal, but just not enough on target, really.
Yeah, goal kick's been given. I'm not sure I saw it that way, but referee's decision's fine. I thought Costa's header wasn't cleanly hit, and it may have been a corner, but goal kick's been given, and Danny Vaughan, who now is in no apparent rush to to get over and take these at his team are 1-0 up.
Poor touch from Dorsey, takes it straight back out for a Croatia throw. Ball launch forward. Toriani just headering back to Wishart.
Yeah, it does enough to put it beyond the reach of Jake Dorsey there, who was hot on his heels. It's a good defending again and confident there at the back.
Nice little turn there. Delivered in, looking for Zafaridis. But that one again will just roll quickly out of play for another goal kick. Ball given away. Here's Dorsey. Labasso back to Dorsey. Good little turn, puts it out wide into the centre. Labasso just able to keep his balance on it. And Croatia Raiders have the ball back at their feet. Going forward again, Costa. Good through ball for Neon Kuru. Might be one-on-one with Vaughan. Has the pace to do so. Here's Donatia, Neon Kuru. Good save from Vaughan once again.
Super save by Vaughan, and that's about the third or fourth save he's made that has kept Raiders goalless to this point. Just went low to ground. You wonder if Neon Kuru might have been better just trying to chip him as he came out, because every shot that Croatia Raiders have hit against Vaughan has been low and almost straight at him.
And saved.
Yeah. Although I think he's saved a few of them just with his chest. I think they've been hit so centrally to him that he's saved a lot of them just by making his body big, and they've come off his chest.
Well touched on there by Corbo. Blazeka gets past one, then another, then a third. Back to Toriani. Ikeda. To Neon Kuru, just having a golden chance to get an equaliser for his side.
Feel he should have done better, don't you, Seb? I mean, one-on-one, I mean, Vaughan's a very good keeper and he's had a very good game tonight, and I just feel Neon Kuru should maybe have done a wee bit better there.
Especially someone with the quality of Neon Kuru. Still very young, but has plenty of talent as well. Of course, spent a period with Central Coast Mariners, sorry David, for rejoining Croatia Raiders this year.
Didn't play any first team football there though, did he?
No, just with the academy side.
Yep.
Actually went over with another Adelaide Croatia Raiders player, Alex Batunas, I believe is now over playing in Thailand as well. Ball comes into the box. Cleared away. Ball fall to Corbo. An awkward touch he had to take for that one. And still with it somehow. Oh, nearly getting a touch right. And we'll go up for a corner though. Just ticking towards the hour mark here at the Croatian Sports Centre in round 7 of the REA NPL South Australia. Still trying to mount an attack. Ball delivered in, cleared away again. We'll go to Labasso. He's furthest forward with Numbers slowly approaching to help him. To Dorsey. Just having a quick look around the league for this weekend. Adelaide City playing Croydon tomorrow at 3 p.m. and FK Beograd against Modbury Jets in the feature match of the weekend, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. And then on Saturday, have games between Campbelltown and Para Hills Knights, Adelaide United versus West Torrens Burkalla, that one at 6:30, and then Metro Stars versus Playford City at 7:30 p.m. to round out round 7. Some good ties in there, David.
Some interesting clashes indeed, yeah. I mean, Playford Metro Stars should be good. That's first versus third, or maybe fourth.
Top of the table clash. We'll go with that.
Yeah,
somewhere
so
around there.
That'll be an interesting one. And Beograd and
Modbury Jets.
Modbury Jets. That's a kind of must-win for both of them, really, isn't it? Even though we're only a third of the way through the year, we do have these games now that become, crucial.
It's extremely tight so far.
It is. It is.
I honestly could not tell you a team I think who would go down at this point in time, whereas I guess last year was probably a bit easier.
Yeah.
Here's a free kick from Mavrolan Bardos.
Ooh, how many points do you get for that? I mean, he's cleared 2 fences there.
I think it depends which sport they're.
So he's missed the goal, he's missed the netting behind the goal, and he's also cleared the practice net on the other pitch. A jest, but you need to be doing better at this level. I think you need to be testing the keeper, or easy when you're up here, though, isn't it?
Header one by Cater. Quick ball there from Campbell. Good use of the body there by Labasso. Was fouled too. Brilliant work there. Has the bandage around his hand as well, David. Does Jaden Labasso.
He does, yeah, as a result of a training ground injury. He ended up in hospital, I believe, with it, dislocated the thumb. And I did ask him earlier on who the culprit was. And it turns out it was Minsoon Park. He'd been hitting the ball at pace, and I think Jaden had his back to him and hit his hand, but I think did he only miss one game?
Maybe, yeah. Lovely bit of play here building for Comets. A nice little flick over. This is lovely football. Needs to be cut back instead. Going for the short angle, David.
Yeah, look, Daniel Cook's given a corner kick there, so I'm assuming that Lachlan Wishart has made a save.
He did.
And maybe it wasn't going in, maybe it wasn't on target, but that's good goalkeeping. He had to make sure, and he's done that. Although he's holding his head, so maybe the ball's come off his cranium. It's a corner kick either way, but well done, the goalie. Did enough to make sure that it was safe. And it's a corner kick, which Lewis Lobo is now shaping up to take for Comets.
Dillard at the front post is bouncing about. Didn't really find someone initially too cleanly. Another ball in. Has taken the touch and then cleared away. Neon Crew with the header down to Jai King-Byrne. Neon Crew is the option in front of him. A little bit of a clash of boots there as well.
Ooh.
Big tussle going on there, and Daniel Cook gives the foul the way of, or the free kick I should say, the way of Adelaide Comets.
It was a bit of a lottery, wasn't it? I think there's a lot going on there, and eventually I think he blew his whistle because on the last foul he's seen, so could have gone either way. Just inside the Croatia Raiders half.
Daniel Cook, of course, a very experienced referee, been fourth official for a lot of A-League games this season so far, as we see another ball crossed in, then a hit! Nearly saved, another strike, saved off the line.
Resolute defending by Comets. I feel and can't believe it. Last shot there coming in from Stojanovic, but blocked on the line by Reece Thompson, but taking the corner short.
Ball comes in from Luis Lopo at the back post, headed upwards. Still in the box, taken by Jai King Burner. First time strike from Luich. Deflects all the way out for a throw in. Pace just picking up ever so slightly. Nice game building here in this second half. Still with about 25 minutes left to play. The strike from range. Over the bar, a bit better.
Here's Toriani right back. Goes inside, and that one's going to land in someone's head. Oh. Everyone's a football champ in the crowd, aren't they?
But the play resumes. Ball comes forward very quickly. And Daniel Vaughan able to take. Vaughan goes long. Lobaso with the touchdown. Here's Dorsey. Going out of play.
Hey, what? I initially thought Dorsey's ball was very wasteful, but it turns out it wasn't that bad an idea. Didn't quite come off for them. It's gone out, and Croatia Raiders have taken the throw in, but nice work down the left-hand side for them as Comets are pressed up there. There's about 4 players right up in that corner.
Hasn't been dealt with. Out of play again. Vaughan with it at his feet. Looking long. Header flicked on by Lobaso, but couldn't find Dorsey initially. Wishart had to be quick there. Less hesitant than the first half, David.
Oh, absolutely. A big difference there between his similar effort in the first half and from a similar point in the park as well. Racing out with a defender and an attacker, but he was very decided here as Comets come through now.
Another attack brewing here for Adelaide Comets. Put into the middle. And just flies across the face of goal.
It does. Jake Dorsey was at the back there for Comets as an option, but it was well beyond his reach, and it's gone out. And Croatia Raiders really being tested here by Comets as the visitors look to add to their 1-goal lead.
Of course, Croatia didn't score last round, but did score in the Cup. 3-2 win against Cumberland. And to be fair, both of these sides' Cup runs, with no disrespect to the sides, have been pretty nice to them. Croatia Raiders having Apollo, Elizabeth Grove and Cumberland, which is, Limestone Coast, State League 2, then State League 1.
No NPL yet.
No NPL. Adelaide Comets, Morbury Vista, State League 2, Para Hills East Amateurs, and Seaford Rangers, State League 2. And even Adelaide Croatia Raiders, they've got the Hawks up next to, by no means feet are an easy team, but still a State League 2 team.
Yeah.
If anything, Comets have the next big test in West Torrens Berkala. So it will be interesting to see how that Cup run goes. It's a good draw as well for the rest of those teams too.
Yeah, and a spot in the semi-finals up for grabs.
Well, and that spot in the semi-finals, a win, meaning they qualify for the national round of 32, so massive on the line. Here's Mavra Lambardos, launching forward. Intercepted well by Toriani. Trying to be touched on. Can he keep it in play? No. Good Jai King Burn. Much to his frustration. They'll still have it with the throw, though. across his back line. Once again, looking forward, Thompson. Headed away. Into the final 20 minutes of this one. Still locked at only the singular goal from Jaden Lobasso. So much time there, Corbo, and still just couldn't find the right pass.
Just too much time, maybe. Didn't he? He offers an apology to his teammates there, but maybe just had too much time.
What do you think the next steps are for Croatia Raiders to try and get themselves, or at least equal at this point in time with Comets? Is there much they have to change, or?
Well, they made the changes at half-time that haven't really, in my opinion, come off for them. I think through that first half, they probably...
Well, except for that one chance that Neon Kuru had as well.
Yeah.
That's probably the only really big opportunity they've had.
But through the first, there's a little bit of a fracas here off the ball here. I think it's Bradley Corbo
and Jaden
Lobasso coming to a disagreement.
I'm not quite sure what the trigger was for that.
Something off the ball. The ball had gone, and just at the corner of my eye, I just saw the two of them sort of squaring up to each other. Maybe a slightly late challenge by Corbo on Lobasso. All fizzled out fairly quickly. Just to go back to the early point, I think through the second half, I don't think Raiders have offered as much going forward as they did in that first half. Despite in that first half them not finding the net, I feel they made Daniel Vaughan work harder through that first half.
Yeah.
And Vaughan has had a few saves to make in the second, but I don't think he's been tested as much in this second period as he was through that first.
Play back underway.
Maybe they need to bring Stefan Matteo back on. I think Neon Kuru and the other substitute come on, Zafaridis that come on at half time. I think they've played well enough, but they just the team collectively hasn't had the same potency now as it did through that first 45. Certainly in the final third.
Here's Neon Kuru now. Now to get past another sliding challenge in. Done right. Out wide to Dorsey. A little off the ball challenge again from Neon Kuru there, and it's actually been given as a free kick. Well spotted there by Daniel Cook.
Yeah, he's going to have to have eyes in the back of his head at this stage.
Of course, a very experienced referee. We've seen him a lot at A-League level, David. Particularly as a fourth official. Pretty much every week, I think.
Yeah, no.
On that sideline.
He's done well. He's also had the odd first team game, hasn't he?
Been in the middle.
Yeah.
Made his officiating debut in Perth, from memory, I believe. Ball delivered in at the back post. Wishart couldn't capture initially, and then the hit from Dorsey. Couldn't be stopped. And that's Comets' second, with just more than 15 minutes left to go. Could that be game over, David?
Well, but it's a long way to come back from 2-0 down against this Comets side now, and through the second half, Croatia Raiders haven't, as I mentioned before, haven't been as potent going forward as they were through that first 45, and maybe the damage is now done. Wishart maybe a little bit unlucky there not to do better from that cross, but it was a crowded penalty box, wasn't it, before Dorsey got that header in. And with 15 minutes to go or so, it may be too far.
A second. For Comets. And one for Jake Dorsey. I think that one almost punched off the line, David. Just looking back on that, as a very desperate attempt to keep it out.
Yeah, and a desperate attempt that wasn't particularly successful. Because
I think it actually helped it go back into the net, to be honest, if it did hit his hand.
Punched into his own net. I can't see who the player was, but it looked like a Raiders player might have raised a fist to that in an effort to try and stop it going in. But
I think it might have been Reece Thompson. Maybe.
Well, I guess it matters not because it's gone in the end, but
Sure.
it's quite a risky thing to do. You know, you think about that. Was it Harry Kuehl against Ghana in the 2016 World Cup?
No.
2010?
I know. No, Suarez.
2010.
Luis Suarez.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
And then it ended up being a penalty
Yeah,
in which
right.
Ghana missed.
That's right.
I think it was a quarter-final, or it was a knockout game, I want to say, too.
I reckon Kuehl did a similar thing around 2010,
Okay.
but maybe less intentional. But yeah, no, Suarez is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Because it put them through to the next round from memory, I want to say,
That's
too.
That's right, yeah.
So it can work.
It can. But if you're going to punch off your line, you sort of want to punch away from the goal, don't you? 15 minutes to go, 2-0 for Comets. It does seem a long way to come back from here for Raiders, but you know, stranger things have happened. That's the beauty of this game, isn't it?
Free kick for Croatia to try and get themselves back in this one in front of a very strong home crowd, has to be said. And I personally would love to hear the roar of this crowd if a goal does reach the back of the net, David.
Yeah, it would be good, wouldn't it? And it would set it up for a nice finish, wouldn't it?
Less than 15 minutes left. Needing at least one to try and get back in this one. Ball delivered in. Looking at the back post. Punch by Vaughan. And I'm not sure what's been given.
I think it's a goal kick.
Okay.
Yeah. Vaughan, as the goalkeeper, has gone for that. He's got every right to go for it. So I think, and he's just sort of clashed with Corbo. Is it? Sorry, Radici, I think, up front. I've got to say, Corbo and Radici look very similar, but I should get it right because one of them's not even in the park. Shush.
Substitution for Adelaide Comets. Nikola Stojanovic looking like the one to come off.
Yeah, it's Costa's the player that Vaughan clashed with there when going for that ball. Costa's still holding his head, so Vaughan's obviously caught him, but they're both all right now, and the substitution's been made.
It will be Dang to come on for Adelaide Comets, formerly of FK Beograd. I believe as well his first team debut, at least for Adelaide Comets. Daniel Vaughan happy to invite the pressure on him. And it probably even takes away a few seconds from the clock too. Toriani. Campbell. Blazeka looks for the wide ball. Touched out of play though. Need to not make too many mistakes at this point. Croatia Raiders really cannot afford them at this point. As it stands, Adelaide Comets will be sitting on 12 points. which puts them up to second place. Before this game started, they were in 5th. And Adelaide Croatia Raiders, as it stands, sit in 10th, 1 point above FK Beograd and the relegation zone.
Highlights how close the league is, particularly through that middle section, that group of teams in the middle, but very, very tight. Couple of wins, and like we mentioned earlier on, you can go from relegation battlers to title contenders, or at least finals contenders.
Well, even if you look at it now, Campbelltown and Raiders both on 7 points. We'll go back to that in a second. Well, that ball goes out of play. Just to finish off, Campbelltown and Croatia Raiders only on 7 points apiece, as is Modbury actually. First place is Metro Stars on 13 points. That's 2 wins.
Yeah.
That's just 2 wins, and they could possibly go top of the table, of course, without permeating circumstances.
That's right. You need results elsewhere to go your way as well.
Which will happen over the course of the season,
of course. It will, yeah.
Corner comes in from Neon Crew. It's not a bad one. Just headed wide of the post, though.
I think it's Costa, the player there, who's got his head on the ball, and it's gone out for a goal kick, but again, should he have done better? Should he have got his better contact with that? Or did the ball surprise him? Did he not expect it to come through, and the best he could do was sort of glance it on? Hard to tell, but with 10 minutes to go, these are the chances they need to be taking.
Asking for the ball back quickly. There's Corbo. Thrown to Costa, just dropping a little bit deeper to receive the ball. Back to Udo Ikeda. Temperature only just 16 degrees here in Jepp's Cross. Well, they still don't feel cold enough to really put on a jumper yet, David.
No, but we are in an enclosed area here, aren't we? I notice our camera operator, Jeannie, has put her jacket on, so she's obviously feeling the chill, but she's near the open window.
Still trying to get within 1 of the visiting side are Croatia Raiders. But at this point in time, just don't look likely.
They've certainly got possession. I'm sure if the possession stats for the last 5 or 10 minutes were available, they would show that Croatia Raiders have enjoyed most of that. But just haven't managed to be clinical in front of goal. Here's an opportunity, though.
Here's Costa. He's on a tight angle. And that strike only hitting the side netting. Just going back to you again, there's possession, but there is also, I guess, meaningful possession.
That's right.
In which they've created something, which they haven't really done much with it.
That's right, yep. Meaningful possession.
Same as also, I guess, difference between shots and shots on target. You can shoot from anywhere and it'll count as a shot, but I guess shots on target are probably the more important ones, because at least they might test.
Yeah, not true. I mean, all they're doing, I suppose, by holding on to possession is not allowing their opponents to have it, but their opponents won't care when they're 2-0 up as long as they're not conceding.
Just having Jake Dorsey down, the goal scorer, for a moment there, not too sure the issue is whether or not they'll bring on a sub too.
Yeah, more than a moment. Looks like he's actually going to leave the field.
Have they made a
doubles?
A double, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. It was quite confusing there for a second.
Yeah, no, it's a double.
I'm not
sure who went off on the far side. Jake Dorsey's come off on this side. And I don't see Min Soon Park. Oh no, he's still out there. Yeah, I give up.
Here's Costa. Has the option to his left, and Jai King Byrne does take him. And that might just roll out for a corner. No. Still really can't catch a break, Croatia Raiders. Still, though, with the throw. Bouncing about, one back by Adelaide Comets. And again, they will be launching forward. Nice battle on the ball there between Corbo and Lobo. Dang committing a foul. Time very much running out. Toriani through the middle to Costa, has the wide ball and does use it as his option. Doesn't reach though. Here's Dang, unable to get on the end of that one. Falling back to Reese Thompson. Wide ball again, too much for Neon Kuru to get on the end of. Do you think the game might be over, David?
I think it's maybe beyond Croatia Raiders' reach now with 5 minutes to go. I think they're capable of scoring a goal. I don't think they're capable of getting two, yeah, or even three. I think Daniel Vaughan's just been too good at the back for them today. I think through the second half, Croatia Raiders have maybe lacked a little bit more imagination going forward. They certainly offered more of a threat, I think, through the first period, but they just seem to have lost their way a little bit in the second half, in that final third, anyway.
Daniel Cook just giving a talking to Bradley Corbo, I think, for remonstrating against the decision of the assistant referee on this close side.
Difference of opinions, I suppose, isn't it? But not one that's going to make a difference to the outcome of this match, I think. Vaughan with the free kick, still in another couple of yards.
I was going to say the same thing. Barbaso able to body his player off. Luis Lobo with the throw. Until he doesn't. And in fact, will be booked for time wasting too. With Park taking the throw. Mavrolan Barlos.
Time wasting when you're 2-0 up with 3 or 4 minutes to go seems a bit of a waste, doesn't it? Especially getting booking for it seems a bit unnecessary. Fair enough if it's just one goal in it. But
I think Costa was looking to score from the halfway line there, but it really hasn't worked out for his side. Labasso puts it out wide. A ball comes in. And a good capture by Lachlan Wishart, who probably hasn't had much to do either this half other than really the goal.
yeah, he's probably been a bit quieter through this second half, but has ironically conceded twice. Daniel Vaughan was certainly the best of the two keepers through that first period. And again, as we mentioned before, he's been quieter through the second half, and Wishart maybe a bit quieter through this half and busier in that first half, which is ironic given that he's conceded twice.
Toriani to Neon Kuru here. Has his pass intercepted by Lobo, although it falls directly back to Croatia Raiders. Long ball in, out of hope, I think, more than anything there, and Daniel Vaughan going aground to chew up valuable seconds in the eyes of Adelaide Croatia Raiders.
Yeah, Costa expressing his frustration there. The cross was just far too close to the keeper. He's taking it nice and easily and comfortably. Here's Labasso.
Lovely touchdown there just before as well from Lobo. Mavrolan Bardos going back. Nice ball which cuts through. Lobo again. Dang. Labasso.
They're playing some nice football, Comets there. Lovely little passes.
I think they have been all night, really.
Yeah. Passing and movement's been great. They look comfortable in the ball. Raiders can't get near it just now.
Ball to Dang. Falls to him. Has the strike. Puts it wide, though.
They are going to have to practice their shooting this week, though, Comets. Both goals have come from close range, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
They haven't really been effective from distance. There's another substitutions made on the far side there. Looks like it's Peter Palacis that's coming on.
into additional time, and at the referee Daniel Cook's discretion now. And at a point in the game where you'd imagine in most circumstances Adelaide Comets to have all 3 points tonight. Although, still possible opportunities. Jai King-Byrne with the header. And Vaughan, I think, had to make that save.
He did. That was
otherwise, I think it might have just bounced underneath the bar, possibly.
Yeah, for me, that was on target and going in, and Vaughan's done well. Scrambled back and just pushed it clear rather than anything else. He's not tried to hold it. He's not punched it. He's just ushered it away from the goal, if you like. And I think that save needed to be made.
Ball delivered in. It's still there. Bouncing about. Needing to be cleared away. Headed away. Still about. And that one goes over. Into the second minute of additional. Good ball, but the touch is poor from Palacis. Corbo with the throw to Akeda. We still play on here. First time, couldn't reach out for a throw. Who have been your standout player or players, David, tonight?
Well, I knew that question was coming, Seb. You want the answer now?
Of course.
Look, I think for Comets...
If you knew it was coming, you should be prepared.
I'm prepared. Look, I think for Comets, I think Daniel Vaughan's maybe been their best. Yeah. He's been thoroughly tested by Croatia Raiders coming forward and has done exceptionally well, including that save there from Jai King-Byrne from the header. I think that's probably been the save of the night, but it's not the only save he's had to make. He's had to make several, and he's really marshalled the defence from the back. Spadavecchia has done well in that holding midfield role. And Jade Labasso, and I'd say Jake Dorsey as well. I mean, I know I've picked 4 players, he's looking for one. I would probably say Vaughan's been best for Comets, but the other 3 haven't been far behind. Raiders, I don't know, their star players have been kept quiet, haven't they? I thought Stefan Matteo was good until he came off at half-time. And I think Neon Kuru, who came on for him, arguably playing a slightly different position, but I think Neon Kuru possibly just hasn't done as much damage as Matteo potentially could have if he'd just been given another 15 minutes or so. I'm not going to criticise the coaching decision. I'm not a coach, but I think Matteo offered a bit more in that first half, and he was good there. So as this free kick's taken,
could there be something late for Croatia Raiders? Not at this point.
Just hasn't been their night, has it? I mean, Reece Thompson's been his usual good. Callum Campbell's worked really hard in midfield as well, as he always does. Corbo, Radici, I mean, across the park, they haven't had any standouts. They've all played to their usual game plan, but Toriano in the ball now, he's been okay as well, but no standouts, I don't think, for Croatia Raiders, and the Comets have just done well to nullify their threat.
Ball comes into the box, needs a hit at the back post, is taken down by Neon Kuru, and another vital save from that man again. And he has thoroughly deserved his clean sheet tonight. Has Daniel Vaughan.
He has. Exceptional performance, and another save there, as we have a little incident on the far side, a couple of players getting into each other, but yeah, no, Vaughan again. I mean, what's that? Save number 6?
Yeah.
And again, you know, could Raiders have done better? Should they have... am I being too harsh? Should they be hitting these shots away from the body of Vaughan? Because I think Vaughan's made about 6 critical saves, but I think 4 or 5 of them have just been off his chest because they've been hit straight at him. And I don't mean to belittle Vaughan's performance, it's been exceptional, but you do wonder if Raiders have just missed a few opportunities there by just not trying to hit to one side or over the top.
Might have to do some work again here as Croatia Raiders go for a late drive into Neon Kuru there. Cleared away, and Full time called by Daniel Cook. 2-0 to the away side of Adelaide Comets. Jaden Labasso and Jake Dorsey both in the second half. Leaves the away side with all 3 points, David Grant.
Yeah, a deserved win, I think, for Comets. They've been the better of the two teams over the period of play, and they'll certainly welcome that win. They've struggled to score goals this year, and to get 2 in one game. I mean, they haven't scored for for the last 3 games, so it's 4 games since they last scored. So they've really struggled to find the net. This is a chance for them to maybe build on this and get more goals on the board over the next couple of weeks, and they'll be happy with that. And tight at the back again. I think Comets have had one of the tightest defences in the league up to this point, although they did concede 3 times against City a couple of weeks ago.
Just looking at the full-time stats, 10 shots to Adelaide Comets, 16, but 5 apiece on target, David.
Yeah, but we mentioned before, I think most of Raiders' shots on target were hit straight at Vaughan. And again, that highlights, I guess, the number of saves that Vaughan had to make. Although I'm surprised at the statistic for the other end, because I didn't think that Comets had that many shots on target. Comets had that many shots on target.
Adelaide Croatia have Croydon next up in round 8 away at Regency Park, and Adelaide Comets at home next week to FK Beograd.
Interesting couple of matchups. It'll be interesting to see if Comets can carry this form into that next game, and if Raiders can bounce back from the disappointment they'll probably feel tonight, because they worked hard, but just wasn't to be for them tonight. And Comets, I think Comets were the better of the two. Would you agree with that? And I think 2-0 is probably a fair reflection of play.
I've been Seb O'Neill, David Grant. Thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday night football.
Shall we head into the club rooms and grab ourselves some of the local cuisine here, the Shavaps, and maybe a wee cup of tea?
Not a burger? Are you off burgers?
I'm off burgers after my... I can expand on that offline, but it was the worst cheeseburger I've ever had. I didn't even get a toy with it.
Full time.
Scant consolation.
Full time here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Final score: Adelaide Croatia Raiders 0, Adelaide Comets 2.